Hello, my queens and kings. Welcome to Pharaoh Tarot. I'm Butterfly Williams, and I'll be setting up a moonwave reading for the full moon in Leo. Woohoo! What we do here at Pharaoh Tarot is channel ancestral wisdom for contemporary times through tarot and oracle card readings. And how I like to do that is, first, I kick off with a short traditional West African prayer to the ancestors, followed by the initiation rite for the full moon in Leo, followed by the pile selection. So how we do here things at Pharaoh Tarot is through an Afro-futurist aesthetic. So you'll notice that the piles are named after concepts from ancient Egyptian culture. All right. Well, before I jump into it, let me express my deep gratitude for all of you who are spending time with Pharaoh Tarot. I really appreciate it. If any of this reading resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel out. All right, let's just get into it. Omi Tutu, Ona Tutu, Ile Tutu, Tutu Egun. Dear ancestors, please fill these cards with your love, your wisdom, and your compassion, and help me channel messages of love and abundance for all who have gathered here for the moonwave reading for the full moon in Leo. I hope you will enjoy the lit candle and the glass of cool, clear, fresh water that I offer to you, dear ancestors. Ashe. All right, so let's talk about the full moon in Leo. This is quite a special time. The full moon. This is a time of peak activity. It is a time of full illumination. It's about the dress rehearsal being over, and you are now finally on stage for a real performance. At your best, doing your best, being your best, giving it your all. It's definitely showtime, especially in Leo. Leo, what's that all about? The sign of the lion, the sign of the king, royalty, performance, being at the center of things, having other worlds revolve around you. Your ego fully expressed in its highest sense, the highest self, the higher self, fully manifested. No more hiding, being fully on display, being fully connected, ruling, and yet there's an old saying that those who rule must first learn to follow. So caring deeply about maintaining the cycle of life, caring deeply about keeping the planets moving, and doing what it takes to keep the planets moving. Leo can often be accused of being egocentric or vain, being some kind of show-off. And yet, Leo is always dependent upon the other, upon the audience, upon those that Leo serves. The Zodiac is all about checks and balances. So the opposite sign of Leo is Aquarius. And of course, we had the new moon in Aquarius 2 weeks ago. Aquarius is the sign of the people, the sign of the unconventional, the sign of friends. Leo needs all of that in order to rule, in order to shine, in order to lead. We are now living in the age of Aquarius, and that presents a lot of challenges for Leo. We are no longer living in a time where people just naturally fall in line with, some kind of grand monarch. People are much more inclined to be a part of a collective and go with the will of the collective. And we've seen the dark side of that manifest already. with the cancel culture, you know, all the ethical challenges represented by social media and the big data companies that ultimately manipulate everything behind the scenes when it comes to social media. Where does that leave Leo? Well, there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. If Leo is now the underdog, then Leo gets to have all the benefits that accrue to being the underdog. The world cannot survive without its leaders. The world cannot survive without its influencers. The world cannot survive without those who are willing to step up to be the point people, the lead people, the people who are willing to be the center of attention. The people who are willing to maintain a tradition and also innovate a tradition. And of course, things are going to go best for someone who's heavily influenced by Leo in the age of Aquarius if they know how to serve the people as well as lead them. If they know how to influence the people. If they know how to identify what trends are worth joining and what trends are worth avoiding. If they know how to appreciate what is unusual or eccentric and support what is non-mainstream when it's worth doing so. So let's bring the concept of the full moon together with the concept of Leo, and what does that mean? It means performing and ruling and showing off at peak maximum power. A time of grand drama, the drama of the self, being willing to play the self, you know, to the nines. Not being afraid to put yourself out there. Not being afraid to lead. Not being afraid to engage the deepest needs of the people. It's a wonderful thing to be a Leo. It's a wonderful thing to enjoy the self in the presence of others. Leo is a sign that knows how to enjoy itself. It's a playful sign. It naturally rules the 5th house of romance, play, children. A Leo at their best is the fullest expression of the inner child. Let's leave it at that. That's the initiation rite for the full moon in Leo. Let's move on to the pile selection. Pile number 1 is the red jasper. This is for the House of Life, governed by Their Majesty Lord Haru, the Falcon God. This is your guide to your ordinary waking reality for the moonwave cycle. Pile number 1, red jasper. Pile number 2 is the orange calcite. This is the Temple of the Sun, governed by the goddess, the Great and Holy Mother, Aset. This is the behind-the-scenes working of the world of spirit. Pile number 2, orange calcite. Pile number 3 is the sugilite. This is for the Valley of the Paradise, governed by the Great and Holy Father, Asar. This is the practical guidance for the moonwave cycle. Pile number 3, sugilite. And last but not least, pile number 4 is the Tiger's Eye. This is the Council of the Elders, in which we integrate all of the wisdom from the previous 3 piles. Pile number 4, Tiger's Eye. Take a minute for yourself to select which pile is for you. You may want to listen to all 4 piles, which will actually probably give you the best benefit. But if you have limited time, then just pick 1 pile and you're good to go. Hello, my queens and kings. If you chose the red jasper, you are at pile 1, and therefore you are in the right place. Pile number 1, the red jasper. Welcome to the House of Life. Let us honor their majesty, Lord Haru, the falcon god. May we swoop out of the skies down to planet Earth to scoop up our prey with accuracy, precision, vigor, and grace. What is the overall energy for this moonwave cycle? It is the 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork, leadership, preaching, knowing what's what in terms of knowing how to work with other people and guide them to a beneficial result based on following a vision. Transmitting a truth, a specific truth, in a way that guides people to successful completion of a task. Inspiration on the practical level. This seems, at first glance, to be a bit workaday for something as dramatic and glorious as a full moon in Leo, but this is the thing about Leo. People don't realize how hardworking Leos are. They aren't just sitting around all day, looking good. As much as they like to just sit around all day, looking good. It's about teamwork. Keeping all those planets revolving around the sun. What's at the heart of the situation? The Queen of Pentacles. Great energy to have at the heart of the situation. Mastery of the world of material abundance. The Queen of Pentacles is the most practical of the queens. She has a lot of savoir-faire when it comes to not only rearranging material affairs in a way that keeps herself and those she loves satisfied and cared for and protected on the material plane, but also having a vision that she can express for how to meet people's material needs. Of all the queens, she is the one who is most likely to look at the caretaking of the home and the family as a holy mission. There's something about being able to bring the material world into alignment that is deeply satisfying for the Queen of Pentacles. She takes that as her mission. So, everyone in this situation is very much concerned with these issues. A vision for how to meet everyone's material needs. What's in the upper world of the situation? The 8 of Wands, communication, networking, social media, communicating in a widespread way very quickly, bouncing from place to place within a network, traveling, talking, using the phone or avoiding the phone, or not talking, not communicating, not traveling, making lots of choices about this in order to advance or block access to communication. There's a lot of pressure being put on this situation around who knows what and how quickly they get to know it or not know it. What's the motivation of this situation? The Chariot. Someone somewhere needs to level up in a big way, in a way that is divinely guided. People in this situation are wanting to move forward. They're wanting to leave the past behind. They're wanting to step into the future. They are wanting to use the internet and other communications devices and networks to serve this aim of leveling up. And the ultimate goal of this leveling up is to secure material abundance. What's going on with you directly? The Hanged Man. Well, you're probably tired of waiting, and yet you're going to have to wait some more. You are in a suspended state. You are between two worlds. The old cycle has finished, but the new cycle has not begun. This is turning your world upside down, and as a result, you need to adopt a new perspective. The reason you are in this suspension is that you will not be able to move forward until you adopt a new perspective. You'll be needing to change your mindset. You'll be needing to rethink what you have already rethought. You'll need to make sure that your vision is actually in accordance with the facts and with the dreams of not only yourself, but others. What's in your upper world? The Wheel of Fortune. Well, lucky you. You are under a lot of pressure to either create or experience a turn of good fortune. A whole lot depends on whether or not you get a lucky break. You're nervous about that because the Wheel of Fortune is mainly a matter of the world of spirit. It's not exactly under your control. What's in your motivation? The Hermit. Please note all three cards that represent you are major arcana. The world of spirit is getting a little bossy with you this moonwave cycle. As probably befits having the Hangman in your middle world, you are looking to turn inward for your answers. It's a time of deep reflection, a time of deep study, a time of inner illumination. Everything you want and need is actually inside you, not outside of you. Even as you are working to adopt this new perspective, even as you are waiting for a stroke of good luck, you know that the best approach is to turn inward and study yourself. That's where the light resides. What's going on with the other? Well, the Ten of Brooms, the Ten of Wands. They're exhausted and looking to close out the cycle. They want to lay their burdens down. Whatever was going on in the past, whether it was good or bad, it's now time to end it. Time to wash your hands of the business, as it were, and move on. This card also signifies relief. All 10 wands have been gathered at this point. There's nothing more to be done than to lay the burden down and get some rest and relaxation. What's in their upper world? The Six of Pentacles, give and take, charity, philanthropy, deciding who gets what, deciding who gets denied, dealing with the consequences of that. There's a sense of a lot of hard work being poured into decisions about economic equity, what's fair, what's right in terms of dividing up the spoils, as it were. What's the motivation? Ugh, the Five of Pentacles. Wanting to get out of the poorhouse, wanting to stop feeling left out and abandoned. The exhaustion of this cycle for the other is having to do with the drama of those who have grievances about how much they don't have and what this person or group of persons can do about it. There is a cry for justice here, for equity, especially in financial matters, but also in social matters, social justice. Who's included, who's excluded, all of that. What's the outcome? The Moon. It's a mystery how this tension gets resolved. There's a bit of fear about how this gets resolved. This tension between you not exactly knowing what the future brings and the other getting to make decisions about how to help you and or how to help others resolve this situation. And it's fairly high stakes because money is involved, economics, material abundance. There will be a education about whether or not you can trust your gut instincts to make the right call about who can help you and who harms you when it comes to matters of abundance. You may very well get that stroke of good luck, and that's probably what's going to happen since the Wheel of Fortune showed up in your upper world, in which case you'll have to face the howling of those who feel left out because you're the one who benefited and they did not. Conversely, if the Wheel of Fortune spins down rather than up for you, you could be the person on the outside howling about whoever benefited from the situation. What's in the upper world of the outcome? The Five of Swords. The False Victory card. I won, you didn't. Ego and pride in a victory in which a bunch of people lost. But perhaps you won, or perhaps one of them won. This is why the outcome is a bit of a mystery with a bit of fear tossed in for good measure. What's in the motivation? The King of Machetes. Right. People are needing to get wise about how their mindset affects an outcome. needing to be very wise about when to speak and when to be quiet, needing to get wise about what kinds of thinking actually produce the kinds of results that we want, and what kinds of thinkings produce the kinds of results that we don't want. I'm not going to lie, the outcome here is bittersweet. There's a realization here that in order for someone to win, someone else had to lose. There's a realization here that the process of how the decisions get made about who wins and who loses is always going to be a bit of a mystery. There are secrets here which are going to affect the long-term implications of how things play themselves out. The ancestors are saying something about protection. Aha. And yet the advice is the Empress. In many ways, the ultimate form of protection. Whether things play out in your favor or not, you are being advised to realize your Empress nature. Realize that you are incredibly creative, incredibly fertile, incredibly wise, especially in the matters of how to bring people together to create a result that benefits the entire community. If there's a baby on the way, then all of this will be readily apparent to you, and you'll be able to see how your literal powers of creation reorganize the world in a way that is very beneficial. Whether or not you get a lot of help from other people. You are the Empress, so you have access to everything you could possibly need. And if you don't think that that is the case, then that explains why you are in the Hanged Man energy. You'll be needing to adopt a new perspective that convinces yourself that you are the Empress, that you have everything you need in order to raise a child, if that's in fact what you want to do or are doing. And even if you don't have a child, whatever project you have or vision you have, you can absolutely implement that project, that vision. And no matter how the Wheel of Fortune spins for you. This is a wonderful piece of advice to have for a full moon in Leo. In many ways, the Empress is like a full moon in Leo. Someone who is fully expressed. Someone who is very creative. Someone who is not afraid to shine her light for the people, on behalf of the people, in service to the people. The Empress is a ruler, especially in the realms of soft power, of expression, of nurturing and caring. Caring and nurturing in very powerful ways that everyone sees. This is actually a very subtle full moon in Leo. The overall energy is that Three of Pentacles. So there's indeed this emphasis on looking beyond the sun to the worlds, the planets that are circling around the sun. So you'll be needing to be very aware of the community around you and what its needs are. With your advice being the Empress, you are fully capable of seeing what is going on, seeing what is manifesting, seeing how the various social forces around you are wanting to create something, wanting to give birth to new life. That may sound abstract, but what you're seeing in front of your eyes is actually very, very material, very concrete, very tactile. Issues of the home, issues of food, issues of material goods, cars, books, whatever you would be buying off of Amazon. Knowing how to organize all of this stuff, knowing how to have the funds and other resources that enable you to procure all this stuff, having a real vision around material abundance, that's at the heart of the situation. You have come out of one situation, you have not yet quite fully stepped into another situation, but you're needing to come to a new perspective on a vision of abundance. The others are very concerned with these same matters. They're under a lot of pressure to make the right decisions about who or what to support and how to avoid going into the poorhouse or perpetuating injustices around abundance. But they're coming to the end of the cycle and they're exhausted with it. They're wanting to lay that burden down. Not everyone is going to be satisfied with whatever new perspective you come up with or whatever decisions that the other makes. And how both you and the other develop a vision of abundance is going to remain in a shroud of secrecy, which not everyone is going to be happy with. And yet, whichever way the cookie crumbles, you are the Empress. And that's something you shouldn't forget. That, my friends, is the House of Life. Let us honor Lord Haru, the Falcon God. If any of this has resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's move on to pile number 2. Hello, my queens and kings. If you chose the orange calcite, you're in the right place. This is pile 2. Welcome to the Temple of the Sun. Let us give thanks and praise to the great and holy Mother Aset. May she enfold us in the wings of love and give us insight into the behind-the-scenes workings of the world of spirit. We know that the overall energy of the moonwave cycle is the Three of Pentacles, teamwork, guiding people to a productive outcome based on a vision. And we know the overall advice is the Empress, fully acknowledging and stepping into our creative powers. What's at the heart of the situation? The Queen of Swords. The world of spirit is really wanting to push everyone into a no-nonsense appreciation of what this decision means. When we're dealing with the Queen of Swords, we're dealing with someone who has been through a lot, has seen a lot, and has also fought a lot, and therefore knows what's valuable in the situation and what is not, what truly makes sense and what is complete BS. The Queen of Swords is someone who can see through a situation and see through people. So you need to step up, and you need to step up correctly when you're dealing with the Queen of Swords. And since this is at the heart of the situation, those are the kinds of attitudes that are best to take on as you deal with the issues that arise. What's in the upper world? The Fool. People are having to come correct because people are wanting to move into a new situation, step onto a new path, leave all the old stuff behind, and enter into a new way of thinking that creates a new way of life. What's in the motivation of the situation? The Seven of Cups. Wanting to get beyond the confusion, wanting to sort through all the options, wanting to know how to pick correctly, to make the right choice. We obviously don't want the clown cup. We want the cup full of riches, or the cup full of love, or the cup full of knowledge. We don't want the cup full of confetti, and it doesn't really help us accomplish anything. What's going on with you directly? The Ace of Coins. The Ace of Pentacles. A new opportunity for abundance. A new opportunity that really helps you, make your way through the world. That gives you access to the resources that you need. What's in your upper world? The Three of Wands. Having to wait for your ship to come in. And yet knowing exactly what kind of ship you want to come in. You're under the pressure of waiting, but you have the reassurance of knowing what it is that you're waiting for. What's in your motivation? The Five of Coins, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you are wanting to avoid a situation of lack, needing to work your way out of scarcity consciousness. You are feeling neither here nor there, which means feeling a little left out, perhaps feeling excluded. And you're keenly motivated to stop that feeling. What's going on with the other? The Father of Coins, the King of Coins. They're needing to step up into their mastery of the material realm. They need to demonstrate that they know what they're doing in terms of their finances, their possessions, how their finances and their possessions affect the people around them. What's in their upper world? Wow. Upheaval, the Tower. Things are not as they expected for some reason. They are not in an easy position, although they appear to have access to a lot of resources. There's some sort of instability here that is really challenging them to demonstrate that they are what they say they are. In terms of the material realm, what's motivating them? The Four of Staffs, the Four of Wands. Yeah, they want celebration. A meaningful celebration, something that means not just a good time for themselves, but good times for the community at large. They're motivated to step into financial mastery because it supports the home, the relationship, the family, and the community at large. What's the outcome? The Ace of Swords. A new way of thinking. The ability to cut out what no longer serves them. An opportunity to invite everyone around the situation to have a new appreciation of how to move forward. What's in the upper world of the situation? The Eight of Cups, yes. Walking away. Laying down the burden of a situation that wasn't working out and moving towards a situation that might lead to happiness, greater fulfillment. This card depicts an ancestor ritual in front of a tree. Trees are often axis mundi, meaning a pathway to the spirit world. Trees have strong roots, so they represent the past, but they also have branches and leaves that represent the future. Connects the earth to heaven, connects heaven to the earth. This is what the new way of thinking is meant to lead the community towards. What's the motivation? The Princess of Swords. A lot of sword energy in the world of spirit here. The world of spirit is wanting everyone to really think hard about how to move forward. The Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords. This is the student researcher, the gossiper, the person who's willing to dig around to find the information that helps everyone out, or so she thinks it will help everyone out. I'm noticing that this Eight of Cups energy complements the Fool energy. Moving away from what doesn't serve us in order to hop into the new path that does. You are being granted a new opportunity. You've got your eye on this new opportunity, and it's looked like it's coming on its way in, and it's going to get you out of this financial bind or this social bind. They are needing to step into financial mastery. They probably have the coins, and they're needing to decide what to do with those coins, and they're under pressure to shake things up because they themselves are being shaken up. And this hopefully leads to a communal celebration of some sort. But that celebration isn't going to happen unless people adopt a very clear-eyed approach to all the details of this situation. That's what's necessary to get everyone onto a new path and out of the confusion of too many choices, some of which have options that will lead to dark places, and some of which have options that will lead to good places. And the good place we want to get to is a brand new way of thinking. Something that cuts us off from the things that are no longer serving us and directs us towards the things that will serve us. Something that helps us to bring heaven on earth. And we might be able to get there if we gather just the right amounts and just the right kinds of information that bring in the new way of thinking. That, my queens and kings, is the temple of the sun. The world of spirit wants us to think long and hard and afresh. Let us give thanks and praise to the great and holy Mother Aset. If any of this has resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and let's move on to pile 3. Hello, my queens and kings. If you chose the Sugilite for pile 3, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Valley of Paradise. Let's give thanks and praise to the great and holy Father Asar as he gives us practical guidance for the moonwave cycle. We know that the overall energy is the 3 of Pentacles. That's teamwork, guiding people to a productive conclusion according to a vision that we have. And we know that the overall advice is the Empress, stepping into our creative power, especially to bring people into a social alignment for something that we can create together. What's at the heart of the situation? The bouquet. Let's read from the book. When last did you stop to smell the roses? The bouquet represents a happy and joyous time where all is well and getting better. Friendships and relationships are developing with care and pleasantness. Gifts are being given in appreciation and gratitude, so join in the party. An invitation could be coming, and enjoy the positive interactions of the bunch. Take this in. This moment is golden. At long last, a happy, happy time. Well, what is there to appreciate about your life? How can you let the good times roll? How can you bring together people to have a good time and to appreciate not only what you mean to each other, but what you mean to the world? Is it time to give someone a gift? Choose that gift wisely and well, and you will find many gifts given back to you in return. The bouquet is at the heart of the situation. Right. The upper world for the situation is abandonment. A city left in ruins. The gifts at the heart of the situation are about rectifying some situation of abandonment. In the previous piles, there was a lot of 5 of Pentacles energy. So these new gifts are about rectifying abandonment, rectifying being left out, rectifying being poor. And what's motivating this situation? Your Adinkra symbol is a coma, heart. The heart is a universal symbol representing love in all its forms. Yes, well, the antidote to abandonment would be love, would it not? Relationship, coming together, enjoying each other, appreciating each other, loving each other. That's what's motivating the situation. What's happening with you directly? You need a break. Take some time away from your responsibilities. Wow, that echoes the message of the bouquet, to smell the roses. You need some time to smell the roses. And in the upper world is Noom, the creator god. This is a very creative, fertile time for you. So long as you get your rest and your relaxation, so long as you smell the roses, so long as you take the time to stop and truly appreciate all that you are, all that you can offer other people, all that other people can offer you. You're under a lot of pressure to create something fun, create something wonderful, create the life that you enjoy. What's in your motivation? Your power animal is the chimpanzee. Get creative and explore your curiosities. There is much to learn and enjoy all around you. Spend some time with nature and friends. Well, it's looking like Asar is wanting everyone to have a good time. Rest, relax, and party a bit. Express yourself. This is what's motivating you. Well, what's going on with the other? Past life. There may be a past life connection or unfinished business with this person. You have either met or you're about to meet someone that you knew in a past life. You may be meeting with or about to meet someone who has unfinished business with you. There's something about having a good time, enjoying yourself, giving gifts, attending a celebration of some sort that provides an opportunity for you to tie up loose ends, come into an appreciation of what was done or not done, and then rectify it in some way. Most likely in a way that has to do with love. What's in the upper world? The crested ibis, sacred archetypal element of air, the mental realm, thoughts, words, expression, abstract concepts that help us to understand the environments and the people that we are moving through and working with. Elegance. Just the right word at the right time and the right place can work wonders. Can help us resolve past issues, can help us meet people that we fall in love with, that we want to work with, that make our lives feel rich. The power of the mind, changing one's mindset so that we can access all that we want and deserve. What's the motivation? Grit. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but few will go down after it. Who's got the grit and the determination to do what needs to be done? You're dealing with people who are willing to face their fears, who are willing to make the hard choice and do the right thing, willing to climb down into that dirty well and recover the gift. What's the outcome? You look great today. Well, isn't that lovely? I mean, you are the Empress after all. You're going to come out of this situation smelling like a rose, looking like $1,000,000. Giving off the impression that you are all that. What's in the upper world? Prepare yourself. Right. This is why you need to rest. And this is why you need to really appreciate all that is around you. Prepare yourself to look good, to look great. What's in the motivation? Assuredness. Well, looking fly and acting fly. It's time to challenge this situation and say this is not good enough. Stand tall and take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damn tough you are. Right. The other had grit in their motivation. Apparently, you will have a lot of grit that will drive you to this outcome in which you look great. At the heart of the situation is the need to stop and smell the roses, to appreciate life and all that it has to offer, to join the party, as it were. This message is emphasized by your middle world. You need to take a break, take some time away from your responsibilities. You need to rejuvenate, and you do that by relaxing a bit. Not spending every last waking moment being worried about what you need to do. You need to have some fun. This fun that you're having has a serious purpose because it's going to bring you into contact with a past life person or some unfinished business that you need to take care of. And you will be able to take care of it in a satisfactory way because you're going to end up looking great. There is a lot of creativity, a lot of love, a lot of resolving of past situations. You need to prepare yourself with a positive mindset. You need to know that you can be assured that things will conclude in a positive way. That is your practical guidance for this moonwave cycle. Let us give thanks and praise to the Great and Holy Father, Asar. If any of this has resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share, or comment. And let's move on to Pile 4. Hello, my queens and kings. If you chose the Tiger's Eye for Pile 4, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Council of the Elders. Let us honor the Council of Elders as they help us to integrate all the wisdom from the previous 3 piles. We know that the overall energy for the full moon in Leo is the 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork, coming together with others towards a productive end to which we are guided by a vision. And we know the overall advice is the Empress. Stepping into our creative power, knowing that we have the ability to align others towards a social purpose of great significance. What is at the heart of the situation? The Queen of Pentacles, mastery of the material world and being able to shape the material world into the expression of our highest values. Our home, our possessions, our finances, all of these are deeply meaningful to us and help us achieve a mission of providing for those whom we love, of giving resources to the communities that help benefit everyone, especially those in need. And we get to that mastery by taking a no-nonsense attitude towards how we acquire our resources and how we share those resources with others. And the ultimate result is the bouquet. Helping everyone enjoy themselves, helping everyone appreciate all that life has to offer, giving ourselves the time to stop and smell the roses. These issues are at the heart of the situation. Material mastery, mastery of the mind, and stopping to smell the roses. What's in the upper world of the situation? The Eight of Wands, communicating with people in far-off places, communicating to a large number of people, and doing so quickly. Why? Because it puts us on a new path. It turns out that that path is going to lead to abundance. It's going to lead to a new way of thinking. It's going to help us appreciate all that life has to offer so that we can get out of this feeling of abandonment. Finally, we can bring everyone into the fold. Everyone gets access to the resources they need. Or at least that's the dream. Why are we motivated to do this? We want to level up. We're tired of the old stinking thinking, tired of, being poor, feeling left out. We want to experience divine guidance into a better, higher way of life. We're tired of being confused. We're tired of having too many options. We want to choose one option. We want it to be the right option. And it's looking like it will be the right option because it's looking like we're going to be headed towards love. We're going to be headed towards love because we're motivated by love. We want to express what's in our heart. A higher, better way of life, and what gets us out of the confusion is by following our heart. What's going on with these specifically? Well, we're in a state of suspension. We've kind of finished up one cycle of life, haven't quite started the next cycle. We're needing to take this time to adopt a completely different perspective so that we can access the Ace of Coins, a new business opportunity, a new opportunity to access material abundance, to create that for ourselves. And what's the best thing we can do to create that for ourselves? Taking a break, resting, relaxing, not being obsessed with our responsibilities. We're exhausted and we need to renew so that we can cleanse the doors of perception. What are we under pressure by? Well, the Wheel of Fortune. We're waiting for a stroke of good luck. We're waiting for things to turn in our favor. And since the Wheel of Fortune has shown up, they probably will. Yes, the Three of Wands, waiting. But we have a pretty good idea of what our ship looks like. The ship that we're waiting to come in. And what is the nature of that ship? Our own creative ability, our own power to envision what could be, and then to take actions that manifest that vision. Neum works with these human puppets, so there's a sense of, working with others, much like the Three of Pentacles overall energy, to create what we want. Good luck comes out of waiting patiently for our creative abilities to manifest. That's what we're under pressure to do. To wait and create. And what are we motivated by? Our own inner illumination. We're needing to take this time to turn inward, to discover within ourselves what our answers are. And these answers are going to help us get out of poverty and abandonment. And the way we do that is by getting creative, exploring our curiosities, allowing ourselves to learn from others, and to enjoy time spent with friends. What's going on with the other? Well, they're at the end of the cycle and they're exhausted. They're just needing to lay their burdens down There's a sense that there's not much more for them to do at this point. They have access to resources. They have made the decisions about how they are going to provide access to those resources or not. And these decisions help to resolve unfinished business. What's in the upper world? The Six of Pentacles. Give and take. Making decisions about who to support and who not to support. The ultimate outcome of these decisions are both motivated by and result in upheaval. A sudden, unexpected shift that revolutionizes our vision of what is and what can be. A tower moment. And this tower moment has to do with the element of air, the mental realm, how we think, how we envision things. The thoughts we think and what we think about. We're wanting to move from chaos to elegance, and we know we need to do that through the mind. So the other is under pressure to think anew about how to divide resources, and that thinking is revolutionary in nature. It really changes how everyone thinks about the situation. What are they motivated by? Poverty and abandonment, or rectifying those things. Because what they really want is a celebration of community. They want to celebrate their home, their relationship, their family. They want to make it possible for all of these things to come together and be celebrated. And they've got grit. They are very, very determined to do whatever it takes to make sure that that Four of Wands situation comes about. That this situation of poverty and abandonment gets put behind in the past forever. And what is the outcome? Well, there's a sense of mystery about it all. Some people will win, some people will lose, and no one will ever be able to get to the bottom of why that is. There's definitely some fear involved here as people are waiting for the outcome. And yet, out of that mystery launches the Ace of Swords. Cutting out what no longer works and accessing a new way of thinking. There's been a lot of sword energy in this Moonwave cycle. Someone's going to be given the means to not only defend themselves, but cut down attackers. And this is all going to be achieved through the powers of the mind. And ultimately, you're going to end up looking great. Out of the mystery, out of the new way of thinking, emerges the phoenix from the ashes, looking like $1,000,000. And what's in the upper world of the situation? Well, Five of Swords. Someone's going to be all puffed up, and a bunch of other people are going to be real salty. The situation may be so dire that no one really wins, because after all, we were wanting to create this Four of Wands, right? We're going to have to be very careful about dealing with whoever is perceived to be the loser. And we're also going to have to be very careful about not getting a big head should we be fortunate enough to be the winner. And how we do that is by realizing that everyone is looking to escape the bad times of the past. Everyone is wanting to move forward into a positive future. Everyone is wanting to create heaven on earth. And of course, one way we do that is by consulting with the ancestors. That is what helps us to prepare ourselves. Prepare ourselves to deal with the mysteries. Prepare ourselves to access the new way of thinking. Prepare ourselves to look great. We want to flush all the negative thinking out of our minds. We want to let go of the past. We want to step into a wonderful and glorious future. And how are we motivated to do this? Yes. We want to show mastery of our mind. We want to show that we can control our mindset. We want to show that we have a vision for a positive future and that we believe in that vision. And we do all the researching that we need to do to gather all the information that we need to have to demonstrate that mastery. And how this registers in our emotions is assuredness. We know that we have what it takes based on the facts to challenge the situation and stand tall. We've done our homework, and so now we can stride into the situation with pride, knowing that we have what it takes and deserve to win. This full moon in Leo, indeed. We know it's about teamwork, somehow coming together with others to join forces for some productive end. Ace of Machetes is showing up again, so it's all about developing some new way of thinking, cutting out the devil, cutting out people who don't mean us well, cutting out what no longer serves us, cutting out a feeling of being stagnant and tied down to things that are no longer working for us, cutting out addictions, cutting out distractions, cutting out clutter, and planning for a better future with others. That better future is the King of Pentacles, stepping into complete and total manifestations of abundance, wealth, prosperity. We do that with the help of others. What's our advice? The Empress, being creative, giving birth to new worlds, aligning with people to create positive social results. Another Ace of Pentacles. Follow the opportunity, embrace the opportunity, grab the opportunity for abundance. Doing that will make you happy. Be sure to follow your bliss. Be sure to follow the promptings of your inner child. The world, yes. This is going to bring you to a successful conclusion. You will feel like you are on top of the world, so cultivate that feeling, cultivate the mindset of being on top of the world. Be willing to travel. Be willing to shift to a new beginning. All of this you can do because you are the Empress. You are deeply rooted in your world. You know how to bring everything together in just the right amounts, in just the right way, to create a world full of creativity and abundance and joy. That is the full moon in Leo. There is something that is actually kind of subtle about this full moon in Leo. I'm thinking that because of all the sword energy, which is mental energy, there was a really delightful reading in the Valley of Paradise, which is all about appreciating the gifts that you have to give to others and that you may receive from others in return. That is the essence of this full moon in Leo. Appreciation of what is. Appreciation of your talents, your abilities, your capacities. Stopping to smell the roses. There is something that's actually a bit passive about this full moon in Leo, because you need to take a break. It's not about the constant output of energy, even though we know Leo is ruled by the sun. There's something about you being able to increase your capacity for output by actually resting and receiving. The Empress is the great master of reception. She prepares herself for reception by appreciating the fact that she deserves to have access to everything, because she is the one who knows how to combine everything in a way that gives birth to new life. It is that attitude that ignites your solar power, that gives oomph to your solar plexus chakra, that allows you to blaze forth like the sun. That, my queens and kings, is the Moonwave reading for the full moon in Leo. Let us give honor to the Council of Elders. If you resonated with any of this, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Pharaoh Tarot is very grateful for you spending your time with us. The ancestors have spoken.